Hello, welcome to today's session on knowing your industry sector for sociology and criminology. Today we're looking at understanding your sector and the key skills you need to be successful in your chosen career. Learning objectives for this session are to identify the skills you can develop whilst on placement and understand your sector and placement opportunities. Placement information and key contacts. Just a reminder, your placement dates are from the 17th of April to the 19th of May if you're doing your block placement, and your flexible placement could start as soon as possible. It's just as soon as you get your paperwork in and your health and safety documents, then that flexible placement can go ahead. Your placement deadline, so the latest start for the flexi is from the 27th of February, is the 27th of February 2023. Reason being is that if you're doing 1 or 2 days a week, you want to have as much time as possible to get those hours in per week as they'll accumulate. So the 27th of February is the last possible sort of start date for those. Your block placement is should be submitted. The details all should be submitted on eVision before the 3rd of March. I'm your placement officer, and if you need to get a hold of me, you can contact me on placements@leedstrinity.ac.uk. Our office is AG12. 5 things you need to do. So think about what you want to do. Hopefully by the end of this session you'll have an idea of how to plan what you want to do and where you want to go. Identify the key skills within your sector. Access prospects.ac.uk. I'll go through this website. It's a really good tool to use. We're looking at researching your sector and companies to contact. You should have started this by now. If you haven't, then this is the reminder that you should be doing that. And hopefully by the end of this session you'll have an idea of how to go about that. And of course you would have attended all your placement lectures and sessions by now. If you haven't, they're on Moodle, on the placement Moodle page, and you can access those and you can watch those. It's important that you have ticked these off on your placement pathway as well. The website prospects.ac.uk, I'd recommend everyone to have a look on this. It's got everything on there from helping you with your CVs, helping you with some interview tips, covering letter support as well is on there. A lot of resources, and of course you've got your career planner, job match finder as well. You've got for each degree, whether that's criminology, sociology, you've got a list of career options, different jobs on there, and you sort of employers that potentially you could be working for. Each job option will have a full description of that job role, how to get in there, what sort of skills you'll need, and a bit of guidance around that. So I would recommend that everyone has a look on that website. So the key purpose of your placement is to build upon the skills that you need to secure a role in your chosen field once you graduate. And whilst you're on placement, it's important to build those key skills and put them on your CV. We're looking at getting all those employability skills, and of course looking to pick up transferable skills whilst on placement. Some of the general skills that you should be looking to pick up or develop further in are listed down here in the bullet points. Your sector is very broad, it's quite wide. There's a range of different areas you could be working in, and of course across those different areas there'll be a vast amount of different skills you could be picking up, and all of these are transferable. And also whilst on placement you could transfer skills from other things you've been doing into that placement. You could be applying the knowledge you've learned in your lectures. You could be transferring skills from your part-time work, what you're doing at the moment, whether that's volunteering or paid. Anything that you're doing outside of your university course could be tied into your placement. And again, the types of skills you could develop, all of these listed here, they're all very important to employers, and having these would definitely make you more employable and it'll look great on your CV. It's important to understand that these are all within the top 10 skills that employers are looking for. So if you can demonstrate these, that'd be excellent. Hard skills and soft skills. You might have come across these terms, you might not have, but hard skills, they're classed as technical skills. They're always job specific, and the ones that you want to perform with repeatable precision. For example, it could be anything from quantitative and qualitative data analysis, ability to apply specific knowledge, understanding people's reactions. Even that's a hard skill because it takes time to develop those skills to understand how people react to different situations. Especially if you're working in sociology and criminology, you'll need that skill. Soft skills, these are your general characteristics and traits. Examples could include time management, professionalism, and communication. So, key point to remember as a graduate, employers will be looking out for those soft skills as they understand the hard skills will be developed in time. And same for your placement. You might have a lot of soft skills, you might have a few hard skills, but they won't really be looking for them because those will be developed as you're on placement with all the training and support you'll get there. Thinking outside the box. This slide we've put on here just as a reminder to get you thinking about your placement opportunities and where you'd like to go. The type of placement opportunities that you might find yourself in might not be the exact sort of career pathway that you want to go down, might not be in the exact sort of area or sector within criminology or sociology, but it's important to gain the skills from that placement. An example of this could be, just say, working as a probation officer, probation worker. It's going to be quite unlikely that you'll get that role as a placement, but what you could consider is working in a different department, such as a healthcare department, where you could be developing your criminology and sociology knowledge. This again would be great experience and look good on your CV. So a key point here is that it's not about which organization you go to. More importantly, it's about the types of skills you can gain from there and the types of transferable skills as well that you can pick up and move across into any career that you're going to. Placement options. Now, to help you decide where you want to do your placement, we've created this slide and we've got a nice little table here that you can use. You can do it yourself in your own time just to help pin down your ideas about the placements you could potentially be applying for. So if we look at what do you want to do, consider all the areas within criminology, sociology. There could be the police, solicitors work, sort of social working, all of those different areas. Think about which one you really want to go into. Those are just examples. You might have a certain area in mind that you really want to work within for your placement. Then we look at where do you want to do your placement? Do you want to be able to walk there? Do you want it local, commute wise? Don't apply to a placement if it's going to take you hours daily getting there. It's not really feasible. You're not going to be motivated. You want something where it's accessible, whether that's by public transport or you driving down. Things to think about, especially on your block placement. If you do a block and you live away from Leeds, you live elsewhere in the country, it might be worth thinking about local employers if you want to do your placement with them, because for that block you'll be off campus, so you could stay at your local residence and then come back once your placement's over. Or if you do live within Leeds and you want to do it locally, you can do. Flexi placements as well, something to think about. If you're doing 1 or 2 days a week, do you want it local in Leeds or elsewhere if you commute in? We can start looking at why do you want to work in that area? Do you want to gain more understanding, experience, or do you want insight into a particular role or area? You might want to kind of just get your foot in the door in a certain sector, in a certain area of a particular role, just to see if it's right for you or not. You might go into a placement thinking, this is for me, I'm going to do this as a career, or after you've completed your placement, you might think, I've done it in this area, not too fond of it, I'd like to try elsewhere next time around. So it'll help you pin down your career sort of pathway. Think about who do you want to work with. Is it a small, large organization, private or public sector? Health and safety is important that we do these. It's compulsory before going out on any placement. You've got to do a health and safety form, and we ask the employer to do one as well, and then we'll double check all of that before you go out on placement, just to make sure that if you do need support, it's there for you, and we'll do risk assessments as well. This form is provided to you once you submit your details on eVision. It's important to put your correct details on there as well as the employer details, because we'll use those to contact them and get them to complete their health and safety form. You won't be allowed out on placement until these are done, so it's very important that these are done. Typical roles related to sociology and criminology. You've got a variety right here. You've got a long list of those that are directly linked to your degree and those that your degree would be useful but it's not really essential. There might be one listed here that's your dream career that you really want to go into, so having a placement in and around that sort of field would help. But as we said before, if it's not in that area and somewhere else, it's about picking up those transferable skills and bringing them across into the types of roles you want to go into. So if we look at potential placement providers, the sort of options we've got, examples we've listed here. You've got schools, prisons, Citizens Advice Bureau, police, courts, charities, housing. All of these you could potentially think about. You might know of some employers, whether they're local to you or you know whereabouts they are. You might want to start thinking about ringing them up or sending them an email, getting in touch with someone from there and asking them about placement opportunities. So what next? This checklist is just a reminder for yourselves the types of things you should be doing right now. Review the resources available to you on the Moodle placement page. Attend the placement lectures, placement advice sessions, workshops and events. Research your sector and the different job roles within it. Now's the time to start researching, and of course you could use that table we looked at earlier about what, where, why, who. So you can start pinning down the different types of roles you could go for. Visit prospects.ac.uk. It's very useful to go on there and have a look at different career options, job options. Dig out your CV and start updating it. You can attend the CV workshops if you need assistance. The workshops are run every Wednesday and Thursday between 1 and 2 p.m. in LCO 18. So you're welcome to come along to there. You can book onto them using My Career. So if you go into My Career and look at the events calendar, you can book on through that. Start researching and contacting organisations. There might be a certain organisation that you really want to work for. It would be worth getting in touch with them. Drop an email, ring them, see if they'll take you on for a placement. Keep in touch with your personal tutor and placement advisor and look at placements on My Career. There are a few on there that are related to your degree course, so it would be good to see if they're potential ones that you could be applying for. I've got useful links here to the Moodle page. A lot of resources on there like CV help, interview help, and all of our sessions that we've delivered are all on there as well, so you can access those. You got your placement allowance form, which is good to fill in, so when you do start your placement you'll get some allowance to help with costs. You can click those links directly through this presentation.